Hello, everyone, and welcome to Six Figure Souls Doing Good and Making Money, the weekly podcast highlighting soul aligned entrepreneurs who have crushed the success ceiling and stayed in alignment with who they are. This is a very special season 7 where I am interviewing the co-authors of our newest book coming out in July, The Ultimate Guide to Becoming a Successful Soul Professional. And these are 22 powerful strategies for soul-aligned entrepreneurs. Today, I have with us Samantha Cervino. She is a life, wellness, and mindset coach, published author, yoga teacher, Reiki master, EFT certified. Thank you, Sammy, for coming and joining us today. I'm really excited about this new season and talking about the new book coming out in July. So first, let's open up with, tell me a little bit about you and your work.
Okay, so thank you for having me
You're
as part of
welcome.
this project. I love it. So a little bit about me. I do life coaching, wellness coaching, mindset coaching. My sessions are virtual, so I do it via Zoom. And I feel that way I can connect with people all over the world, and there's no restrictions on meeting in person. I also teach yoga, which I love, and I write. So I self-published one book. I am published with another book, so 2 books there, and now the chapter for your upcoming book. So I'm very excited.
I'm excited. How long have you been in business?
Um, I started with Reiki energy healing, actually, because I am a Reiki master, and that started maybe about 9 years ago.
Okay.
So it all started there, and then I did EFT tapping training. So I'm a practitioner for EFT, and then the books came, and then the life coaching, and then the yoga. So I'm gonna say 9 years ago, everything started to like fall into place, and I chose whatever, like I was guided to go into certain types of energy healing and coaching, and so that's what I'm doing now, like a little bit of everything, but everything that I do, I feel that is what I'm supposed to be doing. It feels right.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Is it just you, or do you have a team that surrounds or helps you in any way?
Right now, it's just me
Okay.
doing everything. I did have some help with social media for a few months, just building up my Instagram coaching page and learning a little bit about how, what to post, what content to put out there and things like that. But other than that, it's just me.
Awesome. Thank you. So, this podcast is really about success, and the book, the second book. This is our second book. I should mention this is the second book of a trilogy. The first book was The Ultimate Guide to Creating Your Soul Aligned Business. The second book that you are a part of is The Ultimate Guide to Becoming a Successful Soul Professional. So, I want to talk a little bit about your journey as an entrepreneur. And just so our readers know more about you, so when they pick up your chapter in the book, they can read your story. But so tell me more about the success piece. So a lot of times when we start our businesses, it's really out of passion. It's out of an aha moment, something that happens. But to become actually successful usually is a different journey, and even myself, there's a lot of mistakes, a lot of failures I made along the way before I got my crap together, and can literally look in the mirror and say, okay, you got there. And of course there's so much more I want to do in the world, right? So for you, what was that mark of success when you said, I got it, I got this? Like,
For me, is seeing the transformation, my clients, the before and after. Like when they first come to me and I see them, I feel their energy, I see, what's happening with them. They open up, there's a lot of tears, but then the progress as they do the work with my guidance and just seeing that transformation, to me, that's success in every single client. And it's just such a wonderful feeling to know for me that I'm helping someone, whether my story resonates with them, whether something I said or the way I said it resonates for them, and I see like a smile on their face, or the next session that we have together, they tell me how they reach the goals for the week and things like that, and they feel motivated to wake up in the morning, that to me is success. So I look at it as, you know, I'm offering a service and it's working for the client. And that's what matters to me, because what I do, I also had a coach years ago. I also needed to get unstuck and find my way. And I needed people to help me. And that's why I became a coach myself, because I saw the difference that it made in my life. And I decided this is what I want to do for people. And that's how everything started for me.
If you can name like one thing that really pushed your company forward, what do you think what would that be?
Well, for me, obviously what I do it comes from a place of love, because I love helping people, but also I have one son and he's the light of my life, and I want to leave a legacy behind for him. I want to lead by example. And when he sees what I do and how I talk to people and how I guide people and the books that I've written and everything, like I feel that he gets motivated by that, and I see the man that he is becoming, and that pushes me to move forward in life, just to be a good example for my son. That is like the biggest inspiration for me, and my faith in God. So whatever I'm guided to do, I do. And it comes from a place of love. And I get emotional because I'm very spiritual and I have a lot of faith. And so I know that whatever I'm doing, it's where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's beautiful. I'm assuming, like the rest of us, in the beginning when you started, it was a little bit of a struggle to get clients, to know what to do, to market yourself. We all go through that.
Yes.
Everybody goes through that. Yes. Can you share a moment when you felt like you didn't have it all together and how you got through it?
I asked for help. Well, in that moment that I knew I don't really know what I'm doing. It's just me. That's when I started like talking to mentors again and hiring people to help me with the social media. That's the thing. Like sometimes asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength, actually. Like you acknowledge that you are a little bit stuck, that you don't know how to move forward. You want to do all these things to help others, but then you're like not progressing. So there are people out there to help you. And that's what I had to reach out to people and ask, you know, what should I do here? Like, I feel like I'm a little bit stuck. I'm not progressing. How do I do this? How do I do that? So it was a learning process for me to get to where I am. So now I feel pretty confident managing my social media. I make all the images that I post on my coaching page, I make them myself. And it's time consuming, but it's something I enjoy doing because I'm sharing it with whomever is out there on Instagram can see what I'm sharing, whoever is guided to go to my page. And then it makes me feel good when they comment, when they like it, when they tell me it resonates, because I take time to make those images and get the quotes and share my thoughts on the insights and things like that.
Yeah. I think help is one of the strongest things. I think it's one of the hardest things to do and one of the best things that you can do for your business. In fact, I wrote a little bit about that in my chapter, that it wasn't until I admitted I needed help and I had trouble receiving help and I had trouble asking for help. And as soon as I allowed that to go and I literally worked on it for a full year, that's when things really started to blossom. And I found that it's human nature to want to help others as well. And I find in our soul aligned community that people want to help, right? It's really about us all rising together. I mean, I think there is such a future of entrepreneurship where we're coming together. We're not competitive, right? We're coming together to help. And we realize that there is enough business in the world for all of us. Yeah. We just need each other. So I believe, I actually wrote a chapter about this in the book as well, about mentorship, about really looking for people that have been where you are now and can help answer those questions. And I still have mentors. I still look up to people. You know, I'm still part of those think tanks and masterminds where people are much greater and much bigger businesses than I have, because that's how I learn. I'm still learning. I think at every stage, there's someone above you and behind you.
Yes. And you just said, you know, continuing to learn. And that to me is so important. I read every day personal development books. I have reading partners so we can study materials together. And the mastermind thing, I've done that too. And it really, really helps. It's just recognizing that, yeah, it's okay to want help, to need help, to look up to others and work together, because you and I could do the same thing, but we're doing it differently.
Right.
And so it's not about, like you said, it's not a competition, it's working together, because nobody can do exactly the same thing as somebody else exactly the same way. So we're offering, you know, there's a million life coaches, but we're all different.
Agreed. Totally agreed.
We don't offer the same service. We don't connect with people the same way. So
yep. And I've said this before. I really believe that if you had a blueprint for your business and you handed it to someone else, they could copy it exactly, but it would not be the same business, and they would not attract the same clients.
That's right.
Because we are the differentiators in our business.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, people have tried to copy what I'm doing as well. And I really do look at it as flattery that, you know, that they're trying and they think it's important in the world. But I know even if I told them everything, it would never be what I created, because I'm the differentiator, right? And their business could work in a different way because they're the differentiator. And we shouldn't attract the same clients anyway. So it doesn't really bother me. Yeah, that's a big one. Who are some of the people you surround yourself with?
Well, positive. Positive people, loving people, loyal. Of course, I know a lot of people, but my closest circle of friends and people that I spend the most time with, I'm very mindful who they are. I try to choose them well. It needs to be people, in my opinion, that motivate you, that support your decisions, that believe in you, that will not put you down when you have an idea and you want to share it. People that are, you know, that love you and want the best for you, as opposed to have envy and want you not to succeed.
Yeah.
So I try to be very mindful who I let in my circle. And I don't trust a lot of people. So really, it's just being careful who you spend your time with. You know, they say the 5 people closest to you are the ones that you become like, or they're like Absolutely. You, like something like that. So if you want to be successful, you surround yourself with successful people. If you want to be, you know, mindful and be more spiritual, then you surround yourself with those people that can get you there.
Did you have to let some people go in your life along the way?
Yes. But I found that in my years of personal development, my studies in personal growth and personal development, those people, it's not like I said to them, we're not connecting anymore. It happened naturally. Like as I started to change and become a better version of myself, I started attracting different people. And I found that my circle got smaller as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I learned from my mentor who passed just over a year ago that you attract the people that are on the same level of vibration. And so if you are vibrating at a lower level, you're attracting those people. But as soon as you come out of that and you're vibrating high, then you attract those people. And it's just a shift and a change in life and the people that you're attracting. So sometimes a lot of people that you used to talk to, you don't anymore. Doesn't mean that you get into an argument. Naturally, life separates you from those people and brings new people into your life. So I'm always open to new opportunities, and I'm always open to meeting new people, because I believe God is sending them my way for a reason.
No, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
What are your plans going forward? Do you have any big visions for yourself over the next few years? Where do you see yourself going?
I like to write another book.
Yeah.
So that's something that I feel like I have so much to share, so much to say, that I want to start working on that. I'm gonna take my time with it though, because I want it to be like really, really good.
Yeah.
And then continue to help to do life coaching, more yoga teaching, because I really enjoy my practice of yoga and also teaching. So just doing that, those three things, writing, the yoga, and the life coaching and mentorship, that really drive me as a human being. Like, it's what I really want to do more of.
Yeah.
And so I see myself doing more of that. Also taking time for myself to regroup, to get centered, to get balanced, to, you know, travel, see different places around the world. Like, I love to travel. So just having the opportunity to do more of that.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So when I contacted you about being a co-author of the book, what made you decide to do that?
I was taught by my mentor, Bob Proctor, never say no to a good opportunity. If it comes to you and it resonates and in your heart it's like, there's a reason why this must be happening, you don't say no. And I remember everything he ever said to me, and I follow.
I love
I
that.
say no to good opportunities. I'm like, why would I say no?
I love that. Yeah. For someone who is just starting out, we have so many people starting, you know, coaching businesses, or any business really, but you know, a coaching business because that's your expertise. What's an advice or some takeaway that you would say to them?
Believe in yourself. That's the big one. Because we lose that. It's easy to lose the faith sometimes when you feel like you're not attracting the right people, or you're not taking as much clients as you thought you would have. And the thing is, focus on service, not so much on the outcome. Like, it's focusing on what you're doing and the reason why you're doing it, and then the results will come. Like, you will manifest at the end what you want. But a lot of times people go into business and the focus is, how much money am I going to make?
Yep.
And when they don't see that coming in, they get discouraged. Focus on service. If your business is about coaching or healing or just guiding people, that's something that I also had to learn, because I thought in the beginning, I thought, oh, with all these degrees and diplomas that I have, I'll be making so much money. I was focusing in the wrong side of the stick. You know, I had to focus on service, and then everything kind of fell into place.
That is excellent, excellent advice. And I immediately went back to, wow, that was a hard lesson for me to learn too, because so many times when you're starting a business, and I work with so many entrepreneurs that are always like, I don't have money, I don't have money, I can't spend money, I can't spend money, right? And they're staying in that lack mindset for one,
Yes.
right? And they don't want to spend any money.
Yes.
So they're kind of perpetuating the experience, where I had to learn that if I wanted to grow, it really wasn't about building my memberships. I have a membership organization. It was really about the contacts that I'm making, the conversations I'm having, the lives that I'm touching, the differences I'm making in the world. Like, it was other indicators that created that, and not to be attached to the outcome.
Yes.
Right? And just helping one person, and they can tell 10 more people.
That's right.
Right. And not to be attached to expectations or outcomes of every conversation. I speak to so many people that go to all these networking events, right? Especially since 2020 and the pandemic. Right. And then they get frustrated because they're not selling. And they're not looking at the networking as building relationships. They're looking at it as, why am I not making this transaction? Right. And it's a totally different mindset. And I think that is part of scaling. That is part of success, and a big part of success. And I know how hard it is for that mind shift, because so many people are probably listening to this going, I don't have time for that. I just have to make money, or I'll care about the service later. I just have to make money this month. I just have to make money this month. And it's that really hard shift of just saying, I'm going to, give 100%. And the rest will fall. It's like a domino effect, really. As soon as you switch your mindset, all of the rest comes. But I always say the hallway is like a bitch, right?
Right,
Trying to get from one place to the next.
but that's where faith comes into play.
Yes,
Is that belief. You have to believe that, you know, the revenue will come once you, because I feel like when you worry about when and how, we block ourselves, we block the flow,
absolutely.
because we just worry, we're focusing on the wrong thing, on worry as opposed to success and helping. So that was a hard one for me too in the beginning, but
Yeah. I
it's
just had a very interesting conversation with my own coach who I meet every Monday. And she's like, you're in such a success mindset now. Like you're literally in a CEO mindset and you weren't there a year ago, right? That's why I hired her. And she's like, what was it that actually changed? And I can't put my fingers actually on it, but I said, here's the biggest difference. A year ago, I thought I really was the success. Like I really thought I was doing it all right. Like I didn't see that I was blocking myself, but now on the other side, it's so clear. But when
yes,
you're in it,
right.
you can't tell. You have no, and you're just like, I got this, I got this, I got this. I'll just say more affirmations. I'll just,
Yeah,
and it's a very big shift, but you can't see it until you're on the other side of it.
that's right.
Yeah.
And affirmations is a huge one too. I'm big on gratitude, big on
Yes.
affirmations, positive self-talk, but it's also the emotion you put into it. And I learned that too. That you
Yeah.
have to connect emotionally with what you're saying and
Yeah.
believe. And it's a lot of work. I mean,
There's a lot of work.
the more you do it, it comes second nature.
Right.
And then it's something that you naturally do. But in the beginning, to adapt all these positive habits, it's a lot. It's a lot of work, but consistency, commitment, and that faith gets you there. And then you see things more clearly.
Yeah. I
I just
agree.
learned so much. It's like I was amazed. Like the first year that I got into personal development, I was just like blown away. Like even the changes I see in myself looking back 10 years ago to now, I've changed a lot and I'm happy, like so happy.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah.
Agreed. I think it's so much inner work that creates this outer success,
Yeah.
right? And a lot of people think they're doing the inner work,
Yeah.
but it keeps coming up. And I can tell you, it came up for me, and it's probably still going to come up, right? Imposter syndrome comes up for me a lot. Um, and at different levels, new things come up again, or the same thing comes up as you start to scale,
Yes.
right? And of course, fear comes up. Like there's all this stuff that when you started comes up again at different levels of your business, different segments. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is, but yeah,
Yeah. I agree.
that you have to start dealing with it all over again. And you're like, damn, I thought I worked on this.
The inner work never ends. I feel that we keep on progressing and moving forward, and the work we always have to work to maintain.
Yes, right. And truly believing in who you are. Like at the core of your being, I think is the most important, because so many times we're playing a role, right? Like we think we're a CEO. Like I never use the word CEO ever. I call myself a visionary. And I literally just started using the term to describe who I am. I don't use it as a title, but no, because I am stepping into that role, right? And in our inner circle, I stand in that role with other CEOs. And I had to feel that I was ready for that room, right? Those conversations.
Yeah.
And that's a mind shift change, even though nothing actually changed,
Yeah.
right? Nothing in my business changed. I had to change
Yeah.
to get to that next level.
Yeah. I understand that.
Awesome. Sammy, how can people get in touch with you if they want to hear more about your work?
Yes, of course. So I have my website.
Okay.
It's samanthacervino-wellbeing.com. And then my email is samanthacervino, CERVINO @gmail.com. And then I have my Instagram coaching page, which is soul.mind.body_life coach.
Beautiful. And what do you know your chapter title?
Yes.
I don't have everyone's in front of me, just so we can say a number.
No. I know. So it's at the top of your game, applying what you know to create your life by design.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. Thank you so much for agreeing to be a co-author of ours. I can't wait to read your chapter. I have not read anyone's chapters yet. I'm interviewing them in reverse this time. So I get to know you just like our readers, and then I'll enjoy it even more. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you to our listeners for joining us today. For more information about the Soul Professional Movement, you can go to soulprofessional.com. This podcast is sponsored by the Natural Life Business Partnership, a global professional organization and business incubator for the soul-aligned entrepreneur. If you live in a higher vibration, have an alternative approach to business, and want to help repair the world, you can join us at our next meet and greet or any of our free networkings. You can look for the next one at soulprofessional.com. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you soon. Thanks, Sam.
Bye. Thank you.